Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. McLean, and today we're going to use the 100 chart as a math tool to help us with our counting. So when you see a hundreds chart, because in kindergarten you will count to 100, and 4K you count to 25, we can point to our numbers so that we're saying the numbers and recognizing the numbers on this chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if we want to go even a step further and use counters, then we are seeing the number, reading the number, and we're representing the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I've used a counter today that we can see through, but if you don't have one that you can see through, that's okay. And remember, from home, you can use anything to help you count. It might be toys, it might be candy, it could be dry beans, it could be dry uncooked noodles. So anything that you can use to put your hands on, you can use as a counter. One thing I want to make sure you're doing when you're counting is you're using your one-to-one correspondence. And what that means is you are touching as you are counting. And sometimes it's even helpful if we move them. So if I had all these up here at the top, it helps to move them too, because sometimes that clicks with us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, other things you can do with your hundreds chart is you can count on from any given number. So, and this is a standard in kindergarten. And so we want to choose a number, let's say 44. So if I'm starting my counting at 44, we should expect our students to be able to count on as far as we have them to, beginning at the number 44, because counting doesn't always start at the number 1. So 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and you can keep going. One thing I would also have them do is point to these numbers as they're counting. If I am using my hundreds chart for skip counting, I may have them look at tens. This is part of what they'll do in kindergarten. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You can also do that by fives and any number. But up to kindergarten, you'll definitely do the tens. Now, here's one thing students may have a hard time with. They might just be able to say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, but not understand what actually is happening when they say 10. So you want to be sure that they understand when they're counting by tens, that they understand that this is 10 counters or 10 ones, and they'll talk more about that in first grade. But this is 10 ones to represent the number 10. You would do the same thing with 20 and 30 and so on. So that way, if they're ever confused about the amount that represents the number 20 or whatever the number is that you're skip counting by, you can fill in your hundreds chart and then have them count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It is hard for kids, especially our kindergarten kids, in the teen numbers. Sometimes they want to say, especially when they get in the habit of, counting after they get to 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 teen. They'll get in that habit to make sure they're flipping it. You'll also notice, if you haven't already, that sometimes it's hard for them to go to this last number before they go to that 10. So you'll hear them counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What comes next? They'll try to say 20 teen, or they'll have a hard time flipping over to that 10. So if you can show them with this hundreds chart what number comes next, they're more likely, after seeing it, versus just hearing it. And even with the counters, if you had to fill this entire board up with counters, it will become easier for them to go from this 9, 19, 29, 39, so on and so forth, to that 10 number, because that's a little hard to go from that. They may have rote counting through every number, but when they get to this last number before going to that 10, that's hard for them. You also can use your hundreds chart for asking questions like one more, one less. If I'm starting from any given number and I'm starting at 66, what's one more than 66? 67. What's one less than 64? 66. 65. So you want to ask questions like that because we want students to know how numbers operate, what's more than a number, less than a number. You can even go to asking what's 5 more than 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to ask just many different questions about numbers so that they know what is more and what is less. We want to refrain from asking questions like, what number is next? So you want to use the words more and less. I hope the hundreds chart has helped you with your math. Have a great day.